I think the society is now at a good moment. Naturally, the world is in a moment of great change. So all the presuppositions that we had until quite recently have changed. So we need really to go deep into our own understanding, our vocation, our spirituality, at the same time try to understand the world correctly so that we don't project on the world what is not there, and be able to find new responses, or at least to search for new responses, because the old responses are good to a certain point, but modern people have different questions and different sensibilities, and we have to grasp that. So I think this is a very good moment. There is a willingness in the society to change, to learn, and I think we are always learning, because we always make mistakes out of simply, not out of bad will, but out of ignorance, or not appreciating fully what the world is asking now from Christianity, from the church, from all of us. No?
Let's look at the priorities of the center. What's your comment on the priorities 4 years down the road?
Well, this is a question that comes often when I visit. No? And the priorities, as you know, were decided only recently, less than 10 years ago, by Father Kolbenbach, and it was the result of a consultation to the whole society. So I think that's why the General Congregation 35, 4 years ago, confirmed the same priorities, leaving to us, to the governance of the society, the possibility of rethinking them, changing them if necessary. I have been reflecting about that. I think there is a new priority emerging de facto. Is not declared officially a priority, but is a de facto priority in many, many provinces of the society, which is youth. And I agree totally with that, because there we have our future. Not only that, but in, for instance, like in Africa or in Southeast Asia, youth are the greatest majority of the people, no? And there's where we can find the energy, the thinking, the creativity, and therefore is the area of hope, no? So we have to serve the youth, and also to hope that it's from there that we are going to have a continuity in our ministry, and so to continue increasing the list. So let's keep the 5 priorities and support this priority de facto, which is, as a matter of fact, is now giving great importance in many provinces of the society. In Africa, certainly, it's so clear. There are so many young people, so much vitality, so much energy there that I don't have to do anything to let it grow. No? Just support what is being done. That Africa is a priority means that the society has acknowledged and continues to acknowledge the importance of Africa. So Africa is an apostolic preference because it's important. So we don't want to be part of this judgment of the world in terms of economic power, no? Although Africa has a lot of economic possibilities, and that's why there are so many conflicts, no? Everybody wants a piece of the cake, no? But this is not the most important. The most important to me is the humanity of Africa, no? The values, the traditions, the vitality, the sense of life that I find every time I come to Africa, and the fact that many of the values that in Africa are considered very important are values that belong to the whole of humanity, and that Europe or the West tends to forget, and they are still, not still, but they are very strong in Africa, in the African tradition. So the world needs Africa, and the society needs Africa. So it's not only because we have more vocations, it's the very series of and cumulative effect of all the traditions, the values, the life of the people, the ability to overcome conflicts and difficulties and so forth. This is a tremendous treasure that the world cannot do without. I think we need Africa if we want the fullness of Christ to be somehow present. You know, as I quote a Japanese bishop that said, most of Asian spiritualities are spiritualities of the way, no? But often the missionaries concentrate on the truth. But Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And after visiting several times Africa, I think the life is here. So we need the totality. Asia for the way, the West for the truth, for the concern for the truth. Not that we have the truth in the West. And Africa because, and the biggest of them all is life, no? That's the purpose, and Jesus said it clearly in John, no? I came to give life and to give it abundantly. I find it here. No? So that's why I think it's a very important moment now for the church, not only to train Africans the Western way, but to accept the input of Africa. No, that is going to make the church much better. I think the world is becoming more and more complex, and is extremely complex now. It's a complexity that comes from the development of an interaction of many traditions, many countries, new technologies of communication and so forth. And the only way to respond to complexity is through a network. So no isolated group or even country can respond to all its needs. No? So we need to appreciate much more this need of networking, and then to make it operative. So to network more and more. This is already happening because the social apostolate as developed by the secretariat that we have in Rome is moving very much in this line. The Gian and other initiatives, they are developing very much this networking, and I think it will grow more and more. Not only networking among Jesuits, but with the lay people, with religious, with whoever is concerned for any topic, because we need a complex network to respond to a complex situation. And the situations are becoming very complex. Call it advocacy, call it development, ecology, whatever area we enter into, it's going to be always a very complex, for which personal initiatives are going to be always short and always unable to respond. Some of the challenges are already expressed in the GIAN, no? And this initiative, which is connecting people who are concerned with particular developments that sometimes have to do with human development, sometimes would be mining, sometimes would be migration, exclusion, no, in particular societies. I also anticipate that we will have to work much more deeply in the interreligious communication, and this is going to mean a new network of dialogue, but dialogue not at the level of theologies, but at the level of the life of the people, and how certain insights are common to practically to all religions, but expressed differently, with different vocabulary, different images. And modern world is not responding to some limited images. So we are going to need a different type of conversation to make ourselves and other religious groups credible. And I think this is going to be an enrichment to whatever position we might have, no? Because we don't have, the way Christianity has developed which is mostly the Middle East, and then for a time it was North Africa with Augustine and Cyprian and so forth, but mostly in Europe, is a limited Christianity, obviously, because the cultures are limited, the insights are limited, and no matter how much development you can see from the fathers of the church to modern times, still is a limited development. No? So we need many more insights, and many more insights, particularly into the mystery of the person, of the human person. So I agree that systems are failing, no? And relativism would be one of the systems, because you put the ism at the end, no? But the relativity of life is so obvious, no? That everything is relative to other factors, and now this is becoming much more evident, no? So, and we need, as I said before, the perspective of Asia on everything, and the perspective of Africa, no? Because it changes very much from where you are looking at, no? Like when you read the Gospel, if you are looking for a spirituality of comfort, let's say of people who are wealthy and live well, you will find different echoes in the Gospel than if you read it from a perspective of hope, which is the perspective of the poor and those who are searching for reasons to hope, no? So I think this interaction is going only to help all of us, no? And I hope it happens.